It's time to shoot some hoops. Get ready for the thrill. NBA SA is on. Let's see who got the skill. From dunks to three-pointers, we got it all for you. Tune in and join the action. There's nothing else to do. NBA SA, NBA SA, Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show.
We go live in 3, 2. What's up, everyone? It's the NBA SA show. It's the only basketball show that you should really watch. Because we sound South African and we are like you. And that's why you must like the show. On my left hand side is Kirk Daniels. On my right hand side is Tim Maltino. We are three friends from South Africa, Cape Town specifically, that love basketball and love the NBA. And this time of the year is our favorite time of the year as a basketball fan. The NBA Finals starts 2 days time. Yes. Starts in 2 days time. And we want to tell you our thoughts on how we think these next few games are going to play out. Gentlemen, how are we feeling about the last series of the season? It's the NBA Finals. To me, you're going to go second.
I'm feeling...
Because we know your thoughts.
I'm feeling different, yeah.
It is different. It is different.
Yeah.
It's very different. Yes.
Kirk, tell me your opening thoughts.
Actually, I'm gonna go left because shout out to American sports and the NBA as a whole because their scheduling is amazing.
Yeah.
We had a week of no basketball, and the WNBA is popping.
Yeah.
I mean, because there's no NBA, I find myself watching more and more WNBA, and don't sleep on the WNBA, guys. Get involved. It is really, really, really good. But that is nobody gives a fuck about that right now.
I was going to say, are you looking for an argument? Must we have a WNBA argument for us to go viral here?
So we're going to call him Stephen A. Smith.
Yeah. Yes. Alright, back to the show, Kirk.
Yes.
He's fighting on us, guys.
Should have gone with me first.
I should have gone with you. I should have.
Finished strong.
Yeah.
I'm fourth quarter.
Yeah.
This first quarter
Yeah.
bullshit.
Yeah.
But also the moves didn't work out for him.
The finals are here, guys.
That's right.
The finals are here, and I have no idea what's going to happen. Absolutely no idea what's going to happen next. And that's why I'm going to wake up and I'm going to watch every second of it.
Yeah. Okay. That was long. He spoke more about the WNBA than the NBA. This episode is brought to you by the WNBA.
Oh, we're looking for fights.
Tell me. I like your pose here, man. Is there a reason for your pose?
Do you like my socks?
I like your socks, sir.
Proudly presented by actually Wesley.
Mooi, né?
They're fantastic. They
But
match,
more.
They match the top. Proudly brought to you
Yes.
by Kirk.
Yes.
The jersey rack.
The jersey rack. The jersey rack.
Yeah.
Sorry. Gifted by Kirk.
Maji, he doesn't know what's gonna happen. You feel otherwise.
Yes.
How do you feel?
I feel Mavs in 6.
Yo.
One time.
Suma out the gates.
Out the gate. We are not waiting for the predictions. Mavs in 6.
Okay.
I can tell you all
Why?
the reasons why I'm worried.
Yeah?
I'll start with the worried stuff first.
Okay, so we're gonna go Celtics.
Because there's only one thing to worry about.
Yeah. So tell me why you are worried about the Celtics.
One, because the Celtics are heavily favored. Like super heavily favored. Apparently the stat was if the Mavs actually had to win, it would be the third biggest bookie differential. That is
From start to the playoffs.
from the start of the finals to have ever taken place. That's what a overwhelming favorite the bookies believe the Celtics are.
Wow.
One, right? Mm-hmm. Two, just the simple record for the year, the Celtics record. I mean, they basically lost nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They lost one game.
Yeah.
In 3 series.
Yes, but also if you just take the whole,
The
the
regular
broad,
season.
the
Yeah,
whole
yeah,
regular season,
yeah, yeah.
because the regular season does matter.
Apparently.
Yeah.
Apparently. So the record is just sensational.
We'll talk in 2 weeks.
Yeah. Third reason, I think I'm on three reasons. One, these guys they've been pedigreed for this. At least their star players have been pedigreed for this. Their leaders, their best players, right? Some crazy stat like 6 of 8 Eastern Conference finals, right? And they've been to the finals twice.
No, this is their second time.
Second time.
Yeah.
Okay? Second, but my point is, they've been there and they've lost, right? They've tasted it, right? They've earned their stripes. That means something.
100%.
Yeah. Then maybe just from a technical perspective, arguably, just if you go down on individual players, they have got 5 of the best 7. Right. That doesn't make me feel warm and fuzzy. Right. In addition to that, the things that Boston love to do most. Right. So they live and die by the 3.
Yeah.
All 5 of their starters, they can all shoot the 3. In fact, their best 6 players claim to fame is just by shooting 3s, and the 2 players after that, right? If you go Hausen and Pritchard, same thing. That's all they do. They line up, they play 5 out, right? They shoot 3s and they will win games by a distance because of it, and they'll also lose their odd game, right? Dallas's defense, right? What they did at halfway through the season at the trade deadline, they got some great rim protection. So the one thing Dallas does really well, Boston actually doesn't care about.
Yeah.
Because they don't go anywhere close to the rim.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That does worry me. Yeah. And then on the flip side, the one thing that Dallas does really well. So Dallas kills people from the corner 3s. Yeah. They go in there and they either lob it up, right? And then the opposing defense plays drop coverage, which means you can't throw the alley-oop. And they do that by sucking in people from the corners.
Yeah.
Right? And then generally what Luka does is he goes, well, if you're not going to let me shoot my little mid-range jumper, right, I'm going to come towards the hoop and you're going to come to me, I'm going to throw a lob. Drop coverage means that defender stays back, right? So it doesn't allow the lob, and then what Luka does, he chucks it out into the corners, right? Kyrie, Luka, they both do the same thing.
Yeah.
Boston was the number 1 defense, right? At 1, stopping lobs, and 2, stopping corner 3s.
Although what they like to do is crash the board from the corner.
That's fair. That's fair enough. But I suppose my point is the points of strength for Dallas in defense, right? Boston don't care about, and the points of strength of Dallas's offense, Boston was number 1 in the league in both of those elements. Yeah. So having said all of that, those are the things that I'm gonna watch. Those are the things that are gonna keep me awake, right?
Before the finals.
But they are not going to stop me from picking the Mavs in 6.
Yeah.
So it's weird though, because I'm actually going to argue for
the
Mavs.
Celtics.
For the Mavs.
Yeah.
Like, for all of the things that he said, there's like a flip side to that that is the reality.
You tell us. Why are you wearing that t-shirt, and why do you think Boston are going to win?
I don't think Boston are going to win.
So I'm alone.
I just like the t-shirt. I literally said my first word, I don't know what's going to happen.
Okay. So you're fully neutral, and you're going to judge it on game to game.
Yes. But
That's a unique way of watching it.
I hope.
Without any hope.
Look, so
You're gonna just clap for whoever.
yes, it's a
That sounds very judgmental, by the way.
yeah.
No. I mean, that's generally how I watch most
I mean, we've
games.
spoken about this, Jen. You said
Yeah, I watch most games like it. But in a competition, I like to choose.
every game's a competition.
I like to choose a winner.
So, but when we were speaking about it before, and it's like it's weird backing both teams because every offensive play you're like, yo, you're like
Upper. Yeah.
But so start with Celtics track record, right? That is, as much as it is a confidence builder, all you need is for Luka to come out and make his first 3 logo threes. What's that going to do then? But like, here we go again.
Yeah.
You know, we've been here, we've gotten our back toe kicked in for 8 years. Is it going to be the 9th year? You know, that. So, and we talk about belief, and for belief to matter, all 7 to 10 guys need to believe. 1 and 2, you can't have belief in 1 and 2, and 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8 are packing the bags for Cancun. That doesn't work. Everybody needs to believe. And it just takes, I mean, Luka and Kyrie are the ultimate motivation killers.
Yo, they are heartbreakers, like professional heartbreakers. Did you see Luka talk to the fans? Who's crying now, mother? Yo, it's a bad guy.
So, the things that make me believe that Mavs will take game one is that KP is coming back, right? It's going to be his first game back for the entire playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Right? And to come back, we saw what happened to Kawhi when he tried to come back
Yeah.
in the Clip series. These games have such fine margins that to try and work somebody into a rotation at this stage, it's hit or miss. And I think that it's going to put more pressure on Boston than alleviate anything. It's going to send Derek White to the bench, who is one of their better perimeter defenders. I just feel it's going to cause problems. It's gonna put-
Well, they send White to the bench. Won't they
No,
just
man.
send- they'll send
Horford.
Horford to the bench.
or send Walker.
Surely.
They'll send
Yeah.
Horford to the bench.
Wasn't White coming off the bench?
Nah, White started the
No, he
whole
started.
season. Whole season as the pointer.
Okay. I mean, I still feel that it's going to cause problems with their rotation.
With him coming back. And it's like the gel is a real thing.
Exactly.
That's
Yeah.
a real thing, yeah.
And then they live and die by the threes, and like I said, I mean, ask anybody.
Go
that
cold and everybody starts. A stadium
Yeah.
can become very awkward very quickly.
Ask
You must
anybody
feel it
that's
out.
played against the Golden State Warriors that believe they can shoot threes. What's the best defense against a team that can shoot 3-pointers? Shooting 3-pointers. Because if you miss and with the Mavs size on the boards, if you limit them to one shot and they're taking threes, and you come out and Luka makes a mid range and Kyrie makes a mid range, and they take another three. I mean, we saw how it hurt Minnesota,
Hey.
and that 5-point swings, those 4-point swings,
And the Thunder.
they hurt.
Yeah.
And the Thunder.
Yeah.
The Thunder were a 3-point shooting team and they just didn't make enough.
So I've got a strange feeling that Mavs are going to take game one, and if Mavs take game one, it's going to be an interesting series. Then
If they take game one, it's over.
you think?
That 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think.
I mean,
I'm-
that's an emotional Maverick speaking.
Now, I think we have two teams where even though the bookies believe that Boston are the outright favorite, right? I think as a basketball fan, you'd be a fool to believe that. As a basketball fan, if you watch the sport, that's one.
There are too many subplots in this.
I think, yeah. I think two, I think it's really great that from a basketball perspective, I don't know if Boston really believe they were the favorite. I think Boston believe that they're going into this really well prepared and stand a great chance. I think I think Dallas feel the exact same way with their finishes. And I don't think it's about who wins game one or even game two. I think both teams take their home and win on their own floor, or 1-1. I think it ends 2-2, and then we will know how game 5 and 6 plays out based on injuries, based on form. I don't see either team losing on their own court. I think both teams are ready. Really, I think Dallas enters this super confidently, and I think Celtics enter this super confidently, and I don't think losing one game is going to affect either party.
I also don't think home court affects.
No, I
these
don't.
two teams,
I think,
to be honest.
I think if Dallas wins game 1, the Celtics are the type of team that will win game 2, and they'll want to win 1 in Dallas, and I think they will, because Dallas is the type of team that on an off night they can also give up an easy home win. So I see it going 2-2, and I see 5 and 6 being the decider. It's going to be like a 3-game series.
So the worrying thing for me is that the Celtics have come through a lot of close games in their build up that have really challenged them, right? That have made them win games in the fourth quarter, which is great for your
Confidence.
confidence. The problem with that is that they were doing that against a third of a team here, a quarter of a team there, or half a team here. I mean, every single round, the superstars of the teams that they were playing against were out of the series, and they struggled to win those series, right? So while they say, "Well," I think it's fake confidence. I think it's.
You think so?
I 100%.
Nah, I don't think so.
And also the fact that they've beaten they've beaten Dallas in the season series. Again, not a true reflection of the teams that are playing in these
It's different,
finals.
yeah.
And all those things, I believe, are going to make the Celtics more confident than they should be.
I think the fact that they were there in the finals and lost means more than Dallas entering with Luka into his first finals. I think it's personal for Boston. I think it's now or never.
Do you think they're mentally tough?
I think Boston are, yeah.
What gives you the impression?
Because
What
they-
piece of evidence tells you that they can take a punch to the face?
I mean,
When
I
have
guess,
they
I
ever
guess
stood up
they
to that?
haven't. They haven't had to because they've been that good.
Well, they haven't.
They haven't been punched in the face yet.
Every year
So
they get punched in the face.
No, I'm talking about this season.
Yeah, but
We-
it's the same people.
So look
I know.
at the
You
conference
think they're
final.
not?
The conference finals against the Pacers.
Yeah.
They were one bad pass from being cut. Right? And up to that pass, Tatum missed. He botched up 3 of their closing possessions with turnovers and bad shots. And if that was a better team, they done.
Yeah.
And who they playing? They're playing a better team. So
You think Dallas is a better team than Boston?
Then Indiana.
then Indiana.
Ach, no. Who
What
cares
happened?
about Indiana now?
Because
my point is-
because they almost lost against Indiana.
Yes.
Right? They almost threw it away. If the game is close at the end, right? I would like to see what the bookies at that point in time.
Yeah.
Say. Right? Because I promise you at that point in time they
Because
going to
Dallas
go.
is way.
Yeah. Because do you trust, let's say it is a minute and a half left in the fourth quarter of game 1. Yeah? The game is tied.
Hey, nah.
You have 5,000 rand, right?
Yeah.
I'll give you 5,000 rand.
Yeah.
Who are you gonna put your money on?
I'm going to take nobody and I'm going to take a 5,000 and I'm going to go. I'm buying a PS5.
I think, no? I really believe that I like your theory on playing it game by game, no? But I think this series will go down to health. That's what I believe. I think if both teams are healthy, I see the Celtics winning it. If injury plays a role, which it happens every single year in every single finals, that decides the finals.
So if KP plays, Boston wins. If KP doesn't play, Mavs win. Is that what you say?
I'm saying if everybody stays healthy, like if
Oh, you
So
included
yes.
KP?
including everybody.
Because it's
if
a
you
big question mark
go
there.
Kyrie, Luka versus Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown, if any one of those 4 are injured, other teams winning it in this series. That's how I see it. And I think if everybody stays healthy, Celtics win it.
This,
I just think it matters. I think they are the best team on record. They
I don't-
played weaker
look-
teams, but I think this is the year.
regardless of what state Boston is in, they win or lose this series on how JT pitches up.
But you said that
I
said
mean,
that the whole season.
There
yeah,
is
yeah.
so much
He said it
pressure.
the last 6 years.
There is so much pressure on this, bruh,
I know.
to deliver this year. I mean, I've been saying it for the last 3 years, but everybody is saying it now. Every pundit you put on ESPN, you put on anything, everybody is saying that this is make or break for Tatum.
And that makes my argument for myself even stronger. I think that feeling ends now.
But you know what? He's had this every single year.
Brother, but he's only 26, Kirk.
Yeah.
The brother's 26, man, bro. And we're judging this man on compared to the best.
Who's the best?
You know LeBron's the best.
Oh.
You know LeBron's
But I
the
mean,
best.
then he's on par because I mean he's been to so many and he's not succeeded. So then he's on par. Oh, yeah.
But he'll 1-4. It must break. It must break. And he's got north at the moment. He will get to 4.
Yeah.
I think this year he gets 1.
LeBron never had to play against Luka. And you know, funny enough, I agree with you
LeBron
in
had
many
to play
ways.
against Steph though.
I agree with you in many ways that many of these players have to go there, they have to earn their
Yeah.
stripes, they need to get through it, they need to lose. But even now and then, there's a type of player, there's an attitude where potentially they don't need that because they are so competitive, because they are so mentally strong, right? They take things so personally, and I legitimately think Luka is that. And he's been playing pro since he was 17, and he has won everything. There's no stage that he hasn't seen, right? No stage that he hasn't seen. He, at the 17-year-old, was playing in Europe, right? Going into some of those, I don't know if you've seen any of these videos. They go into these away venues, right? And that place has... That place has
Like fire.
play guns.
You've seen football. You've seen football in Turkey and in Croatia and in those places. Go watch basketball in those places.
Nothing could be scarier. Hostile. Yeah. And you see him there talking shit to full-grown men, right, in the stands, right? Dudes, skinheads. Like, this guy is scared of nobody. And as good as the Boston crowd is, right? Boston crowd is vicious.
Yeah, I think that helps him.
If I was JT or JB or any of the Celtics, I would be going out and going, shh. Nobody
Say a word.
Nobody talk to Luka.
Don't shout at him.
Clap for his free throws. Shout MVP if you must.
Yeah.
Don't piss him off.
Actually, that is something that can't be overlooked, is the Boston home calls. Because those Boston home goals are real, bro.
They are, It's the fans, man. It's the pressure the fans put the refs under.
Especially in East versus West games. It is scary. And what does upset Luka? Is kaki goals. So that's another subtext to pay attention to. But he handled it very well in the mini series, I must say.
Against other teams, that would be more scary. But against a team that literally plays 5 out and chucks the ball out, your threat is therefore less. At least getting yourself into defensive foul trouble. Yeah. So maybe you don't get a couple of calls going to the hoop.
Yeah.
Right. Again, that's not really the Mavs thing. And half the guys in the Mavs team can't shoot free throws. Right? Other than Kyrie and Luka. Right.
Luka's a bit.
Yeah.
So listen, fellas. So I've been quite a avid speaker on the role players winning you championships. Right? I really believe that. Right. So in this series, there are 4 alpha males that are going to be competing against each other, and it's quite normal in basketball for each team to have 2 or maybe 1 megastar and a supporting cast. Or some teams have 2 stars, like the Boston Celtics and the Dallas Mavericks. So we've got Kyrie Irving and Luka on the one team. We've got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum on the other team. Now, what generally happens is they cancel each other out in the game, every game. I think that between JB and JT, one of them will have a high 30s game in them, just like Dallas could have 2 Owens in the high 30s. But that they will generally cancel each other out. Right, fellas. Let's go to players 3, 4, and 5. And where do we see the battle being won there? Kirk, I'm going to start with you. On Boston's other 3, we've got Derek White. We've got Kristaps.
So if KP's playing...
we're adding in because, we've got Kristaps. And we've got, who's the 4th guy I'm talking to?
True. Holiday.
Drew Holiday, a championship winner. Okay. On the other side, we've got PJ.
I'm going to count as one person. Right,
Lively,
the double center
and Gafford
duo. Yeah,
okay.
but that's one because they share the same minutes.
Okay.
Right, so you just have continuity for 48 minutes.
So pick one. Are we gonna go with Lively or Gafford?
No, we're gonna go with both because actually they play the same position. They just played for 48 minutes, right? So so that isn't one or the other.
Okay.
Right, so
that's your 5.
But that's your 3rd best player.
And who's the other guy?
Jones Jr. Don't underestimate how important he is.
He's the best defender.
Right.
So it's PJ Jones and Twin Towers.
And Twin Towers, absolutely.
That's right. Okay.
Yeah.
So let's have a conversation on those 6/7 because them always want more.
Difficult.
Always difficult. These Owens that went to the southern top schools. Yeah, they come with
1 + 1 doesn't equal 2.
No. 1 + 1 is my 2.
Don't accept what life gives you as a student. Don't, kids.
Let's get real. Okay, so he's going to go with the Mavs. Actually, I shouldn't assume for you.
Right? No, you can assume.
Oh, you will. Yeah. You go second. Yeah.
You think he learned from his mistakes?
Nah. I know my man. I know my man. I know.
You shut up and he'll talk to you after game 2.
When the Celtics are up 2-0.
I wouldn't go that.
Okay.
Slow down.
Kirk, how do you see that matchup? Let's assume
Okay, so who's
Both-
it's Chris Stapps and the 2.
Yeah.
The 2's gonna move Chris Stapps.
either way. Okay.
I mean, so Chris Stapps is a
Then
stretch.
you got-
Chris Stapps is a stretch.
He's gonna play for 20 minutes. The whole series. Can get injured. I like him. I don't trust him.
Luka didn't.
Luka didn't. In fact, he might do more harm pissing Luka off. If you think Luka scored at Rudy,
Gobert.
you wait until he calls that first switch.
And for reference, if you don't know, Porzingis used to play for Dallas. Want to give people a little history lesson there and why that switch could mean something?
Look, actually, so that was meant to be a match made in heaven.
Yeah.
You got a stretch 5, so you don't have somebody clogging the lane. It means that the biggest defender on the other team has to come out to Kristaps, which means that Luka, in theory, could go into the key and just do whatever he wanted. Right? The only thing was, at that stage, Luka hadn't developed into the more team game. Kristaps wanted the ball because he was a very ball dominant player as it was. Right? He started whining a lot, and effectively that was the end. He bitched and moaned. Lucas said he must get out, and
He got out.
He got out. Yeah.
He got out.
Yeah.
no, I mean wait,
And
guys.
got himself
No,
to
no.
the NBA Finals.
No,
No,
that's
he
not
went to
really.
NYs.
He got sent to NBA hell.
Yes.
Right? He was sent to Washington.
That's right.
Yeah.
Did he go to Washington before New York?
He came from
Did
New
he
York.
come from New
He
York?
came from New York with Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
yeah.
Then he pissed off Luka,
Yeah.
and for his sins, he got sent into purgatory.
Yeah.
Right? To Washington. Yeah?
Not even Michael Jordan could make it thing.
No, but
No. That's a very good point.
Yeah.
Shame, man.
Yeah? And so there's no
No, not even Michael Jordan can save you.
there's no
The best player
I mean,
to
I-
ever play the game.
Yo!
Ironically, the two purgatories of the
LeBron went
NBA,
to Washington though.
the two purgatories of the NBA, the one is Washington, where MJ played, and the other one is Charlotte, which MJ owned.
Yeah.
Just putting it out there.
The Midas touch,
Just
pal.
putting it
The
out
Midas
there.
touch.
Okay, let's get back.
You sent him down.
Three versus three. Because we are completely underplaying
You're
Derek.
asking one question.
Derek, not Derek Jones, but Derek
You said KP versus the
Derek
Celtics.
White, right?
No, but we said who's the third best player?
So you first started with KP versus Gafford and Lively,
Yes.
Okay.
and Kirk chose Gafford and Lively. They will make more of an impact in the series
yeah.
than KP will.
Yeah. Right. Next,
What do you think? You think KP is
I think KP stands a really good chance of doing really well against the two of them.
Doing,
He's a great player.
doing what against them?
stretching them, making them come out and
No. Everybody will have their role. I don't see them dominating him. I don't see it. I see Lively's getting their rebounds. I see KP getting as many rebounds. I see him contesting every shot they take. I see them making it hard for him, but he has backup.
So maybe just on that, just technically, I'm not convinced that Kid isn't going to scheme away Gafford and Lively not guarding KP. Because KP
so
is...
Jones will probably pick
Yeah.
up.
No, I think Jones will probably pick up Tatum.
He has to
Right?
guard one
Because
of them. He has to.
Fucking look at the guard, fucking
Yeah.
KP.
I
They'll probably give him Luka.
No, but that's my point. I think
They'll probably give
I think
Luka.
they'll have Luka
sure.
guarding him, just like Luka guarded Gobert, right? And all of
Yeah.
a sudden it means that your bigs can stay in their drop
Yeah.
coverage piece, right?
Yeah.
And so I don't think that KP is gonna stretch the bigs, right? But on the flip side, the bigs are gonna stand in the dunker spot, right? And when Luka comes around, they're either going to do two things. One, they either will attack KP, so they'll bring KP out into that screen, right? And if they switch that, it means that
lock
KP
is open.
is guarding Luka, or not, and KP will run down to that drop coverage. And then if Gobert couldn't stop, Luka and Kyrie, right, figuring out, well, you're going to come to me or not. If you come to me, I'm going to throw the lob. If you don't come to me, right, then I'm going to do a little pull up.
It's so hard,
If Gobert couldn't do that,
Yeah.
right, and he's a
Yeah.
brilliant defender. Then I don't know how you expect KP to be able to do it. So
He's
I
actually
agree
the
with
best
Kirk.
player in the NBA this year, apparently.
Gobert
Gobert.
was
Defense,
was the best
defensive.
Yes, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
He's a great defensive player.
Yeah.
It's not that,
Yeah.
there's no two ways about
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
So then we have player 4 versus player 4, which is
Let's go with Celtic's fourth best player. Is that Giroud or White?
Giroud. And it's funny. It's funny you
Yeah, I
even.
think-
It's funny
I
we
think
even
you're
said KP is their third best player, because you could argue that Giroud is the third best, most influential player on that team.
I mean,
I actually think White's more important than both of those.
Or White,
Personally.
even.
And
Yeah.
and he was I mean, at All-Star time they were like, hey man, should White be making the team? They
Yeah.
weren't talking about Giroud. Giroud's very inconsistent. Right? And KP's not reliable. And those two things are a little bit different. Right? Because when KP plays, he generally puts up numbers. Right? Giroud can play and put up no numbers. Right? Or he can win you the game.
Yeah,
he- he-
yeah.
he impacts
That's
the ball
facts.
without the ball in his
Correct.
hands.
He's
Defensively.
such a great defender.
Yeah. So he hasn't.
You'll probably get Kyrie, right?
And that's the conundrum.
Who guards Kyrie for the Celtics?
I think White will guard Kyrie.
Sure.
Right.
Who goes Luka?
I believe that they will start Giroud on Luka for a couple of reasons, right? One, Luka has said before how good Giroud is as a defender, right? And he struggled with him, wada. Two, the one defender, the one defender that has given Luka trouble in these playoffs, the one defender, right, has been Lou Dort.
Yes, that's right.
Shorter, muscly, right? Was in his jersey the entire series. Legitimately gave him issues,
I
right?
mean, did he? He gave, but he fucked him up.
He did.
I mean,
He did. But like Giroud is a mold of Lou Dort, right? Just a little bit
Facts.
quicker.
He's
Yeah?
bigger.
No, he's not.
He's quicker.
No.
Definitely
No, he's bigger.
He's 100% smooth.
He's like 20 pounds lighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, and
And
that for me
is
is
shorter as well.
100%. Yeah. And I think that's a huge problem.
That's a
I
big-
think Luka is gonna bully him.
Yeah.
I think Luka will bully White.
Okay, but we know Luka's going to bully everybody.
Anybody,
So
exactly.
we're not actually talking about them.
But I think Giroud will start off there.
Yeah.
And I
But
think it's fool's gold.
it is very relevant because we're talking about the next best player.
Correct. And what he's got to
which
do.
which is
Fair.
Giroud or White, and both of them, their impact is on defense, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I mean,
Good point.
I mean, they make threes. They 3-and-D guys. They
That's it.
They make
That's what
threes,
they are.
and they play very good defense.
Yeah.
But the most important thing is going to have to stop the best two offensive players.
Yeah.
Who's going to stop Tatum and Brown?
Tatum.
Tatum will stop Tatum.
Who's going to stop Tatum and Brown?
I'm actually not joking about Tatum stopping Tatum, though, right? I think if they go down, or if Luka hits a big shot or not, I think he goes in his shot. I think he's his own biggest issue, right? I think Brown.
I think
I think
that
Brown
changes
is.
this year.
I think Brown is more mentally tough than him,
Yes.
and he's shown that any time that there's been controversy,
He was the
that
best
man
player
is-
in the Eastern
That man
Conference
has
Final.
stepped up 100%. Yeah.
So who's going to stop him? I want to know.
But so here's the thing. I think that Jones and whoever else is coming off the bench, whoever is playing on the wing, Jones, PJ, they're gonna run them off the 3-point line.
Bruh,
And they're
Tatum
going-
and Brown's going to moor them.
That's
Yes,
fine.
but they've got
No,
rim
my point is,
protection.
but that's the thing. Against all the other teams, they didn't have Gaffer and Lively in the back, right? So you can allow a Lively, you can allow a PJ, a Green, all of those guys. All they have to do is stay in the jersey, and if you get beaten, cool, just keep on running next to them.
Yeah.
And you've got this big. And you know what? Do you know many highlights you've seen of Tatum and Brown getting to the hoop and throwing a lob? You haven't. Think about it, because they don't fucking do it, right? And even if they want to
He's been out
do,
for 85 games.
and even if they want to do, do you know where their big is standing? Their big is standing on the fucking 3-point line. Wolford is standing there, Cornet is somewhere over there, right? KP is out there, so they couldn't throw a lob even if they wanted to. Yeah? And so what does that mean? That means that they're going to get into the key, and they're going to have two big dudes.
But on the flip
over
side,
there.
they do kick it out and they do make threes.
That's true.
That's true.
That's
Because
yeah.
it's so funny you said that. Because they have to go out.
Who?
Somebody has to go.
Gafford and Lively, they have to go out.
No.
Of course they have to. The
No.
Penguins is the best 3-point shooting team.
No, you don't. They stay
How
there.
dare you not go out? You mad?
Because
Somebody
no,
else
so,
will
You're rather
No.
gonna give the best 3-point team 3-point shots.
No,
Like,
I'll tell you how you scheme that. right? So if you know that you got to get Tatum and Brown off the 3-point line. So
Yeah.
when they get the ball,
Yeah.
you have whoever it's got, Jones. Let's say Jones.
Yeah.
Jones now runs out and goes,
Yeah.
Jones, you just don't allow them to shoot the 3, right? You make sure that you funnel them in.
Got you.
Right? You funnel them in, and then
Got
you're going to say, cool, Gafford, Lively, you guys are going to be in the key and you're going to meet them
You're
at the rim.
you're gonna stay there.
They are not going to
one
score
of them
them.
at a time.
So
Yes,
you're
one
going to give Boston the corner 3
You
every
choose
time.
which 3 you give.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah? So maybe
Which
you go...
which 3 you gonna give?
I'm not sure which one they're going to
Like,
choose.
bro, they're all bombing.
I'm going to assume they're going to give the above the
Awful.
line 3.
The above the line 3.
Yeah, 100%.
Two.
So I think what will happen is
To Drew.
if Lively's
Or
guy
White.
is the one
Or White.
if Lively's guy is the one in the corner, I actually don't think that they're going to care about who. If Lively's guy is the guy who goes into the corner, right? Then I'm assuming what they're going to do is whoever's
Lively just
playing-
stays.
Lively you stay, but whoever's playing on
Yes.
top over there,
Yeah.
you drop down to the corner.
To the corner.
Which means you take that 3 away along the
And you-
baseline,
you'd rather give
and
them-
they've got to chuck it out to the 45 who are on top,
That's right.
and you live or die by giving that potential.
Like Derek White's open 3.
But on that side of it, yes. And I'd like to point out that this is not a failed strategy. Right? It worked against the Thunder. It then worked against the Timberwolves. 2, also great shooting threes. In fact, one would argue, himself included, against the best shooting big man in the NBA.
But back to my point. So, the best defense against great shooting is logo shooting, bruh. You miss that 3. If White misses that 3 and Luka comes down and he
bang.
pulls up, and you miss another one and Luka comes up,
And Kyrie will also take that on the break, and Luke will tell you about it.
you don't understand how, because as a shooter, you counting your shots, bruh. You can't. Debra made one. I must make this one.
They are doing
What,
that.
bruh, you can't
They
tell
are
me. You
doing
can't tell
that.
me.
Yeah,
you're not.
yeah,
You
yeah,
can't
yeah,
tell me
yeah.
that you're not. He's
Yeah.
like, fuck, he made one. I need to catch up. I need to make this one. And,
Yeah.
and it builds
The
up.
game within the game.
And if you don't make it 2 in a row, then you need to go on a run. And yo,
You sound more convinced that the Mavs are winning it.
do I?
Yeah?
He's just pointing out your cock points. That's-
I thought I was going to argue
But
against these points.
all my cup points are,
He's just being
are lit.
aggressive.
I know.
DBAP.
Yeah. All my cup
We
points.
need one of those t-shirts.
Yes. All my cup points are problems if they work.
Yes.
And they've been working more often than
Against
not.
cut teams. That's
I
my.
thought he was with you for a second there.
Yeah,
I thought he was with you there when he
yo.
stabbed you in the back.
So,
Faraya.
let's take a break.
Yo. Kirk,
Yes.
during the
Yes.
break, we had a chat. Right? I just Googled. I didn't Google it. Kirk Googled it.
I don't Google, I know.
And it made my argument even stronger. I just found out this is Jason Tatum's 7th year in the NBA. And if you Googled a little bit of NBA history, all of the greats, from Michael Jordan to LeBron James to all the greatest players, it's so hard to win an NBA championship that most of them can't win it in their first 6 years. Most by year 7 or by year 8 win it. You get the lucky ones like Kobe that win it in his first, what did Kobe win it in his rookie year?
Kawhi one thing is looking.
I mean, Kawhi didn't really.
Yeah, exactly my point. I think, and to make my argument even stronger, this is the year Jason Tatum changes the entire narrative
No,
of
actually, just
himself.
lives up to the
Yeah.
expectation.
Yeah. This is a guy who's been at the highest level for so many years. He's played the best high school basketball. He was he a number 1 pick?
No, third.
No.
3rd pick? I mean, that's still that's ridiculous. This is the year, Kirk. This is the year, Tim.
Yes. What do
This
you
is the year.
think, girl?
This is the year.
I mean,
Luka gets his first finals and learns his lesson. And Jason Tatum, everything we said about him will be neutralized this year.
how many finals did the Joker make before he won his first one?
No, that's why I said you get the gelukkies. You get the gelukkies. But he also had to wait a paar years to get to the finals and win it his first time.
But Luka, have you seen the stats?
I don't care about too much about the stats
Okay.
in finals.
No, I'm not talking
Finals
about
are different.
I'm not-
If he doesn't care about stats, can I?
Please do.
If we're not gonna talk about stats.
Yeah.
I mean, you are a LeBron fan. LeBron is all about stats.
Nah, he's not. He's actually not. He really isn't. Because if he's... Anyway. Yes, sir.
Right, so we're not gonna care about stats.
Okay.
But
Right? What is it when you watch Tatum as the best player on that team, who you are hoping the rest of the team are going to ride his coattails right, on to the promised land, all the way winning it? What, either in this year or all those other years where he's been on almost the exact same stage, makes you think that he can suddenly do it differently? To
Like-
everything you've seen of Luka. And I know you're going to say, hey, all these other great players had did it in 7 years. What makes you think that Tatum is great? Because you assume he's on their level. And all of those other players, I don't believe...
That's got dark quick.
I don't believe that his name deserves to be there yet. And here's the funny thing, I'm not even a Tatum hater. I love him. I love the fact that he doesn't play heliocentric basketball. I love the fact that he can defer and he can pass the ball into the corner. But all the other guys that you're using as your evidence aren't him. They were alpha dogs. And he's not.
like he's like Luka. He's a lot like Luka.
He's a lot like Luke. He's barking loud. I really...
If you
Can I pause
take
you?
a random person, a soccer watcher.
Yeah.
If you take a soccer watcher.
Yeah.
Come to
Right.
the soul.
I heard him now with my Jason Tatum monologue.
And you said, watch these two games.
Yeah.
Right? And tell me who the best player is, either on the court or even for their teams. Right? I promise you, right? Anybody will go, Luka that's a dog. That guy is going to want to win. And I'm
But
not
you
sure
can't.
everybody's going to say
that's
Tatum.
that's
As
the argument.
Giannis said, it's steps to success.
Tatum is
Jason
not
Tatum.
Giannis, though.
Jason
It's
Tatum.
easy to say that after you got the chip lumping in your hand. Like, I got one. So now to get to the next one, we need to go through it.
To me.
Also, how Giannis looked 7 years ago and how he does now. Actually, I can believe that. Steps to success.
Yeah.
He looks fundamentally different. In body, in attitude, in his production. Fundamentally different. You could see his steps to success. Tatum has been in the Eastern Conference Finals for 7 years.
Truth serum in that glass there.
7 years.
That's why he wasn't a killer.
He's been to the same place.
Yeah.
Huh? What makes you think
I think-
suddenly it's going to be different?
Nah,
because
I
other people did it.
No, I think that winning at the highest level requires you to learn a lot of different lessons along the way.
Yeah.
Some people
Or slower learners.
Yeah.
Don't be a
Yeah. Some people are slower learners and some people have to take the harder route through the tall grass. Right? And that's why it's so difficult. So that you can have a story to tell. Right? I think those losses, that reputation, I think all of that sits on Tatum's shoulders. He's very lucky that he has a wingman in Jaylen Brown that can be as good as him on the night. Because it feels like we're weighing all of this on Jason Tatum. Largely it is. But you forget that bruh's got another bruh. Just like Luka has another bruh.
Yeah. We're not weighing it. The funny thing is, I don't believe that any one of the three of us, right, necessarily believes that he's going to be the one, that even the best player on that team to take them to win it all. Right? We can all accept that they can win everything with Brown potentially being the best player. Right? I think that the criticism is that we're going, hey man, this is the guy that's going to take them to the promised land. Right? And more times than not, in very similar positions, right, he's laid a complete tie. It's not that he's been good and the rest of the team has been bad. Right? It's when they've relied on him and they've needed him, Brown has stepped up and he has faded into non-existence. And that is the problem.
Do you not see him stepping up?
In his elimination game against Golden State, in the finals, the elimination game, I think he scored 15 points. What makes any of us think that this is going to be any different? Because he hasn't
Steps
shown
to
that.
success.
Yes, but he's had many opportunities
Yes,
at
to show
that
it.
step. That's my point. Right? It's not those other players knocked on the door
Can I say
once or
something?
twice and they went through. Yeah?
That's why we have said fuck all about Tatum until this point. Because we know he can get
We
to
know
this
he's
point.
get yeah.
We know he can get to this point.
Yeah.
Now we want to see, can he get past this point? And That's why we're gonna wake up at what's
2:30 in the morning.
Friday morning.
Yeah.
We're gonna tune in and we're gonna see, is Jason Tatum gonna lay a fucking egg or is he gonna howl egg?
All right, let's wrap it up, fellas. We got game 1 on Friday morning, South African time. It will be in Boston. Timmy, how do you see
Wait,
game 1?
before you do that.
Okay.
Oh,
Ow!
there we go. There we go. There we go.
Kirk
Please,
likes
sir.
bringing gifts. That is D. How do you get 2 t-shirts?
I need to go off picture for this. Is it another one? Actually,
Smarto! Smarto! You guys are ganging up against me.
I shouldn't say. I'm standing on business here, bro.
Is that
No, bro, I'm standing.
the PJ Washington?
This is PJ, sir.
Show the camera.
This
Show
is
the camera.
PJ. PJ Washington. I'm now sitting on business. But
Okay.
he was
Standing on business.
Standing on business.
Yeah, yeah.
My man.
And you?
Thanks for the design.
This is game one.
Okay. I see why you stopped us there. Timmy, as a basketball fan, first, outside of the Mavs, just put on your neutral hat for me. I'm serious. I'm very serious. Right? Because not everything. Put on your neutral hat for a second here.
Try.
I'll try.
You
I'm
must.
serious.
Serious,
I'll
yeah.
try, I'll
So,
try.
we are entering game 1 of the NBA Finals.
Yeah.
It's going to be in Boston. We just spoke about everything that we spoke about, all the pressures, etc. How do you see game 1 playing out? Just game 1.
Yeah. I see a raucous crowd.
Yeah.
I see mad amounts of pressure specifically on this Boston team. I see all those initial little adjustments that we need to make. The hunting for particular matchups on the Dallas side. They're trying to draw out the Dallas defense on the other side. I see a few little runs. I see the game getting close at the end. I see the pressure getting too much. And I see someone in the crowd pissing off Luka and receiving some words of advice and handkerchiefs thrown at him. And I see the Mavs winning game 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you see game 1 playing out, sir?
So, if you look at the previous series and how Celtics started that series, also because they had a long layoff, I think they had 9 days that time or something, they came out sluggish. I think they're gonna suffer the same start this time around. Added to that, the confusion of bringing KP back, and if you look at the way Luka started Game 5 against the T-Wolves, he dictated and he was like, "This game's clear. The series is over." And I believe that level of intensity and that not only the ability to come into a game focused, but to come into a game of that magnitude and deliver on that focus. Like, in that first 5 minutes, that bra was in fuego.
You could actually see
The focus.
Dallas is absolutely winning this game.
Oh, wait,
That
yeah.
guy was...
So, I mean, if he's able to replicate that and come into game 1 with that level of focus against a Celtics team that have shown that they can start the series sluggishly, I think that Mavs can steal a game.
You see the Mavs winning game 1.
I think they can.
I see...
Just can I add on to that? I think that the Mavs, if the Mavs go down with the games or within a game, right, they've shown the aptitude to come back
Yes.
constantly, right? 3-point shooting, like Kirk said before, and actually I'm going to reference Kirk from a few episodes ago. It's easy for your role makers to make their threes when you're up,
Or when you're expected to win.
when you expect to win. But when the lights are brightest and you down 5 points or 4 points,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden Peyton Pritchard is taking that shot, or Hausen's taking that shot, or even Horford takes that shot, things feel very different. And you miss that, and Kyrie comes down and scores, and then that pressure starts mounting, and the pressure starts mounting. And actually, that pressure, I think, because Dallas aren't under pressure. The Boogies don't believe so. The Celtic audience don't believe so. Right? They've been playing with house money since first round. Right? They're not under pressure. Yeah. And I think pressure is a real thing in this. And Kirk has been the first one to say, professional sports, it's amazing how weak-minded a lot of the professional athletes are. Right? And this is the biggest stage, and that is something. It isn't. It's not something we should ignore.
I think the Celtics
What do you
don't.
think? What
I
do you
think
think?
they don't ignore that feeling. I think they live up to the feeling. I think they come out game one strong. I think that game one is where two teams feel each other out. And I see Dallas not throwing everything out. I see Dallas holding back on whatever plans they've got to see what Boston brings to the table. And I see Boston winning comfortably. And I don't even think
Boston winning
comfortably. Yeah, I don't even
Double
think
figures.
No, it could be 9 or whatever. But I don't see a fourth quarter, 1 minute left. Luka has a chance. I don't see that. I think Boston
because
comes
the
out
game's
comfortably.
close. Boston on. That's why. Right, one.
I told you first. Boston come out comfortably.
I can see a world in which they came, they hit all the 3-pointers in the win.
Yeah.
There's
that's
a
that's how I
universe
see
where that is
it.
entirely possible, right? What I don't see is is the Mavs or Luka or Kyrie or even Kid holding anything back. They're gonna go in, they're gonna throw haymakers. They've got nothing to lose. They're playing away. Right? They're the lowest, the lower ranked team. They can throw the absolute kitchen sink. at
Have
us,
the
doesn't
Mavs
matter.
been blown out? I think they were blown out in one T-Wolves game. Were they?
They only lost one game to the Timberwolves.
I mean,
That was the blowout game,
What is blowout is?
By score distance.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it may have been double figures.
They
Maybe.
haven't lost a game like by 20, 30.
No. That was it.
Oh, no, it was against Thunder.
There
Did they get blown out against
the first game. They were smashed.
That's right.
Smash.
That's right.
Yeah.
Came out, the Thunder were barking and barking.
And we were like, the Thunder are going to win the NBA title.
Yeah. 4 games later.
Yeah. I think Boston win game 1. I think Dallas win game 2. I think Dallas win game 3. And I think Boston win game 4.
Peter!
That's what I think happens. 2-2. And then anything can happen.
Are we gonna bet beers per game? Yeah.
We can't.
Why not?
I mean, we can.
A 6-pack a game.
Each game.
Yeah. I mean, you'll walk away with 4 6-packs.
You just keep on thinking. No, in theory.
Okay.
I'll walk away with 2, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll walk away with 2 because
So I'm
it's
calling.
Mavs in 6 and every game I'm gonna say Mavs. They'll lose 2. They'll win 4. I'll walk away with 3.
So I'm calling Celtics win game 1. What do you call? For 6 beers. I'm putting it down. You call?
Mavs by 5.
You call?
Mavs, but I don't care.
Mavs by. Are you putting beer down?
Yeah.
So I'm buying either 2 6-packs or I'm getting 2 6-packs.
Yes.
Jason Tatum. If you're watching this, Jason Tatum. Hey, bro.
For the first time, you couldn't even say your name properly. You were so worried about that. It's like, holy shit. Well, damn it.
Alright, boys. This was fun. I think we need to do an episode after every game. I think we need to.
We do.
That's gonna be tough because this series, every game is gonna be a new thing.
How way? After game 1, we're gonna be like, Celtics are sweeping them.
Yeah. The Celtics win the first 2. This is over. Luka was the one. And then Luka hears that and Luka goes, they think they know me.
I apologize to all Slovenians.
Look at Timmy apologizing to Slovenians.
They're listening. I have faith.
Gentlemen, thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Game 1 of the NBA Finals. Let's go. Cheers.
I'm standing.
Standing on business.